Okay, so with the bearings, we're only doing 3-figure bearings, and sometimes they call it true bearing, so the same thing, true bearing. And it means you always have to start from the north line. So you start from this north line and you go clockwise until you hit the line that you're talking about. So if you go around all the way around to here. Now, you know, like a quarter there, that's 90 degrees, and so is this one, that's 90. So really, by the time you got up to here, you're at 180, and then you've got to add this little extra bit, which they're telling you is 57. So you go 180 plus that 57, that's going to be equal to 237 degrees, is the 3-figure bearing. So you have to have 3 figures. So if it's like maybe over here, and just show you this one. If you look at this one, that's 90. Oh, that one's still 3 figures, sorry. That will be 120. But just say, for example, if it was out here like this, say that's 20 in there, well, the true figure bearing, because you go from the north to there, will be 020 degrees. Okay, you got to put a 0 in front if it's only 2 digit. Now this one, so if you look here, we're going to go all the way around from north. So if you do a full circle is 360. So you might just say this one is 360 minus that little bit of 35. So we might say it's 325 degrees. Okay, and this last one, you've got, remember we said that is 180 plus this 30 bit, so it'd be 180 plus the 30, which is going to be 210 degrees. So there's a couple of your answers for those multi-choice. Okay, so the angle of elevation to the top of a cliff from a point on the ground. Always good to draw a little diagram. Here's your point, and then you've got your cliff, and then you join them together. So say up to the top of the cliff. Now they said is 15 meters away from the base. So this is always the base down here. So if they say that's 15 meters away, that's it. And you can see a right angle. Now when they say elevation always is going from the horizontal line. So there's the horizontal line. So when they say elevation, that is 33 degrees. So when they want to find the height of the cliff. So this was the cliff over here. So we're going to say find height. All right, so what you're going to do is you can use, once you've set it all up, use your triangle formula summary, and I'll grab it and show you. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. So we're going to go here and you go through the selection. So do you have a right angle triangle? Yes, we've got, so we're on this side. Now, do you have an angle? Yes, so we'd be using SOHCAHTOA. So you know you've got to use one of the SOHCAHTOA rules. And so now you don't know that, let's label it up. So we've got the opposite side and we've got the adjacent side. So we're going to use tan. So we're going to use tan angle equals O over A. Then you're going to substitute in. So you know tan 33 equals H over 15. And then once you get to this bit, we can just do solve and comma H. So I'll let you do that and you should work out what the height of the cliff is. Okay, with this one, the angle of elevation measured from the ground to the top of a tree. So we see we start to get very similar. So from the ground, so we're on the ground to the top of a tree. Here you go, here's your tree. So ground to the top of the tree, the angle of elevation is 41. So remember that elevation from the horizontal line. The distance of measure from the base of the tree was 38. So they're telling us this is 38 meters. How tall is the tree? So maybe tree. But once again, you've got a right angle triangle. So if you want to simplify it, so it doesn't have all the thing, you're trying to find that height. You know this is 41. You know this is 38. So you've got a right angle triangle using SOHCAHTOA again. You've got O, you've got A, and so you'd be using tan equals O over A. And you substitute in and you find, and make sure you read to the nearest meter, which would be a whole number because they're talking in meters. So I'll let you guys work that out. I'm just showing you how to do it. So here's a bearings one. So a car travelled 30 kilometres east and then travelled. So when you're getting these bearings ones, you always got to say, all right, we have to start somewhere. So start somewhere and you're going to draw your little compass. So this is our north line. And then maybe get another colour and do a solid line for what they're actually doing. So a car travelled 30 kilometres east. So I'm going out here, I'm saying 30 kilometres east. And it gets to a point, and so it gets somewhere after it's done 30 kilometres east. It's always good to type in another little compass in there. And then it says it then travelled 25 kilometres on a bearing of 70 degrees. So remember that when you're doing the bearing, it's from north. So we're going to go out 70 degrees, and then that's where it's going to travel out 25 kilometres. So it's gone out there like that. So you know in here is 70 kilometres. Okay, so how far is the car from it? And here it is. Here's the car. So how far is the car from its starting point? So what you're going to do is you join the two up. And you can see now in there, you've got this triangle in here. You do. So you've got a triangle. And we can also see here is we've got a 90 degrees in that bit here because the north line and the east line. So we can say 90. So you actually can add these two together and you can get that triangle. So if I redrew that triangle just without all the compass stuff on it, say something like that. So we can see we got 30, we got 25, and we're going to say that this angle in here is that 90 plus the 70, so it's 160. Now they want to know how far from the starting point, so they want this red line here, x. So we're going to do that. Now what we're going to do is look at our formula sheet again and decide which formula. Okay, so let's have a look we're looking at this triangle here. Do we have a right angle triangle? No, so we're going over here. Do we have more than one angle? No, so we're in the cosine rules. So we'll probably label our triangle up. I'm just labeling it A, B, C. So therefore I label the little sides, which are opposite, A, B, C. So you can see I want little c, so I'll use this formula and I'll write that out. C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. So then you just substitute in the values that you know. So we know A is 25, we know B is 30, so 2 times 25 times 30 times cos 160. Okay, and at this point now, we know we can just do solve and comma C. And there you can work out what your answer will be. Okay, with this one quickly, a yacht left Port P and saved 45 kilometres on a bearing of 290. So we've got to do this bit first. So I've got a yacht. So we'll draw our original. So here's the start and 290. So 270 is here if you go around like that. So if we do that, we're going to go, so 290 will be out here. So we go out, 290, 45 kilometres. And I know little things like that is 20 degrees because it's got to be 290 if you go all the way around. So another yacht left the same port. And if you know that's 290, you also know that this is 70 in there. Okay, because it's got to go round to 360 or whatever. So another yacht, we'll just do it in the green, left the same point and sailed 54 on a bearing of 40. So that's this way. You've got to leave from the north, sailed out here, what was it, 54 kilometres. 54 kilometres and it went from the north is 40 degrees. Okay, what is the angle between the two directions? So that they're asking that when they ask that. So you can see you got 70 plus 40. So 70 plus 40 equals 110 degrees. And how far apart were they at this stage? So they just want that. So if you just simplify it, just so we don't have all those compass things in there, let's just simplify what we know. We know this is 110. They asked us that. We know this is, the blue one's 45. We know the green one's 54. And we can just label it up. A, B, C, little c, little a, little b. Use your formula sheet again. So here, and we go down, if we went down through it, we don't have a right angle triangle, so we're over here, we're over here. Do we have more than one angle? No, we're here, we're going to find, that's the side we want to find, so we'll use this C formula. So it'll be this formula. You're going to substitute in all the values and then do solve. So I won't do it with you, but you can work all of that out.